Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm doing a reading for Monday, September 29th, 2025. And as I shuffle the deck, I'm getting an idea of the overall feelings for today, the overall energy surrounding today. Just trying to figure things out, I guess. So let's get started. Okay, so we have the Ace of Cups and the Fool. So when I first pulled the Ace of Cups, I was thinking, okay, someone's got a message for us, or someone's bringing us something. And I think with the Fool, it's really just like that person is just delivering some kind of emotional message for all of us to really kind of, allow us to move forward, sort of take a leap of faith into like maybe things that we've been putting off or things that we're not sure of, just being able to sort of make a decision. As I was saying that, I was thinking it's a lot of forward energy, and we have the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands here is just really kind of taking control of what decision that whatever this person says or messenger says to do is, it's just like really kind of embracing that aspect of yourself that really kind of go get 'em kind of energy, feeling that you're thinking of doing something. So go and do it. We have the Queen of Swords. So this is really all about like doing something for yourself, and not really caring about what other people think about you when you do it, but it's also about being impartial and having a balanced mindset when you start this kind of new adventure, sort of this new emotional kind of journey that you're starting to go on. And we're building foundations. We have the Three of Pentacles. So this is really just like a really good way to start something and build good foundations on, because then further on you can allow yourself more room to kind of maneuver and do something for yourself. Oh, this is all about like self-love. We have the Queen of Cups. This is a lot of like loving and nurturing energy. So I think this Queen of Cups really symbolizes that intuitive emotion within all of us. And I think in this instance, it's really just like embracing that aspect of yourself that maybe that may go unnoticed from time to time, or disregarded or seen as unreliable. But emotions are part of what make us human. So it's incredibly important and dangerous, I think, to disregard that. It's a celebration of ourselves. So we have the Four of Wands. We're really starting to move forward and celebrate ourselves and our individuality, as well as our creativity and our ability to be adaptable. I wonder, though, who this messenger is, like, you know, the Fool or the Ace of Cups. I think after this I'll do an oracle read from my Citadel deck. We have another messenger card. So somehow we're getting messages, right? We have the Page of Wands, and we had the Knight of Wands, and the Four of Wands. So a lot of like forward moving energy, a lot of like positive energy. So this could be like the Page of Wands I see in this is a lot like the Fool card. And I'm getting like, you know, a little foolhardy, but at the same time, that kind of childlike innocence and willingness to really kind of go on and pursue your creative endeavors and really kind of just do things without worrying about what other people think. Yeah, so you know how we had the Three of Pentacles before, building the strong foundation. We have the Ten of Pentacles, so this is where we're coming out to be. Like, we're really, because we've started to follow this sort of guide for ourselves and are really starting to move forward, then, you know, eventually we will end up like the Ten of Pentacles. We'll end up I'm getting pregnant with opportunity, and I don't mean pregnant by like physical pregnancy. I mean pregnant like abundance. And yeah, just successful, but also not in a money kind of success, just in a personal kind of, however you define success is, you know, that way, that Ten of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Wands. So again, we have this kind of feeling of flip-flopping back and forth. The Nine of Wands can feel really kind of stagnated and really kind of stuck. But I think in this instance, it's kind of like a mental block that you're kind of putting on yourself as kind of like a defense mechanism. It's a fear-based defense mechanism. So don't do that. Stop doing that right now. Oh, I see. So we have the Three of Swords. This is because someone broke your heart, or something happened that is really affecting you now that you can't seem to get past, which is what this Nine of Wands is. It's almost like a barrier, a wall between you and moving forward. So I think what this reading is saying is, like, you can still build these stable and solid foundations, and at the same time, it's okay to feel setbacks. It's okay to have those setbacks as long as you move forward from this previous trauma or situation that affected you, that left you feeling kind of sad and defeated. a lot of wand energy still. We have the King of Wands here. We have the Knight, Page, and King of Wands all here. So this King of Wands is really about being able to do things without looking back. So this is you eventually. Like, this is the outcome that you want. You want to be able to do things your own way without having to worry about what other people are thinking about you. And kind of just go at your own pace, do your own thing. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you should burn bridges, right? So it's about doing things in a mindful kind of creative way, and also taking emotions into account, but also not hurting other people at the same time. So that's a lot of forward movement for you individually, but not at the expense of others. And right, you're moving forward. We have the Three of Wands, a lot of wand energy, a lot of fire. So learning to kind of move on past this Three of Swords is really the key. And it's okay to kind of regress a little bit, because, I mean, as humans, that's what we do. We try to move forward from things, and it's kind of like a spiral. I think I've mentioned that before, where you can like start up here and you can spiral down every so often, but then every so often you can spiral back up. So it's kind of like a like one of those wind chimes that like it'll spiral around and there's a ball in the spiral and it looks like it's going up and down. So kind of like that. Yeah. That's just what I'm thinking. But yeah, we're starting to like move on and move forward finally, like. And more wands, Five of Wands. Again, we can move forward, but not at the expense of others. I think this is more of like, you know, it's not necessarily a warning, but it's also kind of a message to like be careful with how you move forward, and don't burn bridges with people, because that way if you move forward and you only think about yourself, there are harmful ways, right? There are two sides of the same coin. So you can move forward and be very like positive towards yourself and towards others, but you can also like move forward and be very selfish and hurt others in the process. So it's important to remember that it's a balance and it's a fine line between those two. So it's just a reminder to kind of keep that in mind. We have the Hermit. This is really just about like looking inward, really defining who you are as an individual. Really following that little guiding light, again, not at the expense of others. And it's important to remember that, because you know, we can only move on for ourselves and grow for, you know, forward movement, and it's just being careful not to cross that line. So I'm going to pull a top and bottom card, and then I'll do the oracle reading. Yeah. The top of the deck is the King of Cups. We have the King and Queen of Cups in this reading, and the Two of Pentacles. Again, it's about balance. Two sides of the same coin. So it's really just like figuring out what really resonates with you and trying to allow others that space to be creative as well, and as like allow others to express themselves on an individual scale. Okay, so I have my oracle deck, my Citadel deck, and my hair keeps bugging me. Here's my Citadel deck, right? I feel like I don't really use this deck too often, but I do like it. This one and my Woodland Wardens are my favorites. So I think like what I wanted to do in the beginning was to kind of get an idea of who this sort of messenger was with the Ace of Cups and the Fool right here. There we go. So I guess, yeah, we'll see what, who is this messenger, as well as with the Page of Wands, because the pages, you know, they're messengers of the tarot. So who is, and I'm thinking the Fool, the Ace of Cups, and the Page of Wands, they're all just like aspects of one individual or guide, so to speak. Let's see. So I pulled two. We have, oh, okay. The Forgotten. I said that kind of weird. And that's all about missed opportunities and fear of failure. And we have the Merchant, which is self-worth and trade. So, this sort of messenger energy is really all about, like, maybe it's a little aspect of yourself that you may have forgotten or lost along the way. That kind of is not a dominant aspect of your personality. And it's, you know, the Merchant, it's really just about finding what you love, that self-worth, finding your individuality and being able to kind of move forward with that. And if you look at it, it's like the scales, like Libra, of course, it's Libra season. So, yeah, just like balancing the scales. And Two of Pentacles. That could also be Gemini, but I think for the most part, I'm getting Libra. Okay, so we also have the Spy Master. That's about knowledge and distrust. So it's about like gaining knowledge within yourself, as well as really kind of learning to trust others and trust yourself with how you move forward in this life or whatever choices you make. So anyway, I'll do one more card and then I think that's it. Bit of a short reading today, but see if I can do another one. Ooh, yeah. This is all about the shepherd. celebration and family, and I'm thinking Capricorn here. So that's all about like celebrating you, as well as bringing together those around you to celebrate in your future success, right? You have the Four of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles, right? That's all about like future success. So, and strong foundations with the Three of Pentacles too. So, yeah, that's all I have for you today. So have a good day, everyone. Bye.